My whole point is this. Once you have created a business or a corporation and you have incorporated under a state or the United States or some other country, then you have automatic citizenship. Now, getting back to the WNBA. When that WNBA was created, again, for a 25-year span, there's this $1 million that's in the stock market because they did the same thing your mother did, except for the difference is your mother didn't know she was creating a financial instrument when she signed that birth certificate. But I bet you those people who own the WNBA know full well what happens when they sign that certificate to start the WNBA. Because who owns the WNBA? Oh, the NBA. Well, who owns the NBA? Well, all the same people who own all the book publishing companies, all of the other basketball teams, the same people who own all the NHL, all the baseball, Major League Baseball, all of football, the same people who fund the Democrats and the Republicans. They know full well when they open up this whole thing called the WNBA, they get ready to make some money because they get ready to invest that instrument on the stock market. So the WNBA has been circling through the stock market for more than 25 years. But hold up, I need y'all to understand. When the WNBA has children, what I just say? When the WNBA has children, every child that the WNBA has another $1 million financial instrument that's going on the stock market too. So when I talk about the Fever and I talk about the Connecticut Suns and I talk about these other teams and the Aces and the Dream and all these other teams, every last one of them has another financial instrument that's getting ready to go on the stock market and be traded the same way your birth certificate and your all capital letter name is traded. So what am I saying here? You got at the top, it started with $1 million. And then every other league that comes in, that's another $1 million. That again rotates and accumulates over a 25-year period. Okay, but hold on. It don't stop there. Because every time they bring on a player into that team, that's another $1 million. That $1 million accumulates interest over a period of time. I'm trying to help you understand when they're talking about it's a welfare league, they're just doing that to make it seem as though this is a worthless league. Now, we're going to get into all the other stuff. I'm telling you, the same way you have an estate that's worth millions, so does the WNBA and every other team and every other player. They have value. And so when you hear people saying this is a welfare league and oh, it's the WNBA or the NBA, it's been carrying the WNBA, understand this. Everybody has a trust. Every team has a trust. Every player has a trust. The WNBA itself has a trust. And this is why, see, you all should be asking and wondering, why do I know the amounts of every player that's playing? Ain't that private? Why in the ham sandwich everybody need to know I'm making $200,000 a year? That's not your why everybody got to know. But because this is a public transaction and that transaction goes on public record because these are publicly traded companies. And so every time they create this contract, they put it on public record, that becomes a financial instrument with that player. It's another estate. That's just the one you see in public, not the one you see in private. Because the private one is the birth certificate or whatever trust they created in the private. But they're going to create one in the public because these are publicly traded organizations. My point to you is that they had money, but they want to tell you, oh, now they have not been making money. They haven't. Not on the public side, but then neither have you. You worth millions. Have you really worked hard enough to make millions? Maybe you have. But you really haven't created that according to society. Now, truth be told, you're worth even more than the millions that are in your estate. But what I'm saying to you is, when they're not paying these women, or they're saying, oh, they don't have that value, those who are running this league, they know full well the money is there. They put a cap on it. They put a cap on the league to maintain this public notion that, oh, you know, this league is, they're not worth it. They're not making any money. But believe you me, the money is there. Somebody's withholding it. All right. So I'm just telling you on the legal side, as far as financing statements and how and stock market and all of that, I'm just telling you what's really going on behind the scenes that we have not seen. All right. I'm not talking about whether or not it's worth this or worth that. I'm telling you that somebody knows that this league has been worth it. And if somebody's going to tell you they holding on to a league that's not making money for 25 years, then you're looking at a business person that's ignorant and is clueless. Because no business person in their right mind is going to keep feeding something unless they're getting something off of it. Let me tell you what this is the equivalent of. I'm going to give you an example. A rich child's parents die. So let's say a rich child's parents die and the aunt and uncle have to take care of this child. But the deal is that there's a lot of money coming in from the estate of that child. Now the aunt and uncle, they riding around in Rolls Royces and all this other stuff, but they sending the child off to school hungry with raggedy clothes and unwashed and unbathed. It's the equivalent of that with the WNBA. Unloved. So it's like they have funds and the funding is there, but it's being withheld from them the same way it's been withheld from the people in society. When they telling you, oh, we're going to give you some benefits. Oh, you need welfare, we're going to give you some welfare benefits. Then they're acting like they're giving you a benefit when the truth is it's coming from your estate. They can't give you anything. And so, oh, but the NBA got money. They got millions and millions. Where do you think those millions coming from? Now, they are getting media deals or what have you, but I need you to understand that behind the scenes, every last one of those players has an estate the same way. You have an estate the same way. The WNBA has an estate, and every other player in the WNBA, everybody has an estate. All right, I hope we understand that.